On s'est arrêté où il fallait aller à Whitechapel et je savais pas comment faire pour y aller. Je crois que maintenant je sais comment y aller. Bon, j'y crois, mais parce que j'y suis déjà allé. Et juste avancé de quelques mètres avant, comme un con. Du coup, j'étais allé. Oh, je sais plus. Coucou toi.
Closed.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Je les entends pas moi. Et qui parle. Ah là je l'entends.
Fuck you all! Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert, stop it!
Ah.
Me? I'll not die in some stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lappy.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
Tiens, nique ta mère, je vais te bouffer. Mais là tu peux... Tu peux être bouffé là mon gars, mais qu'est-ce que tu fais? Je peux le bouffer là. Ah, là dans le coin. Bon ok j'ai compris, je vais suivre les... Merde j'ai... Oh le con. Non. Non.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Allez tiens, on la refait. Trop con, je voulais courir en maintenant rond et... Rumble. 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 Allez. Regarde le ciel maintenant.
No. Not now. Not me, please. I'll be good.
Ouh, petit revolver d'Albert. Ouais. Ah bon. Maintenant faut que j'aille tuer l'autre gars. Coucou toi.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
You don't seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any help?
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
I will see you later. I have found a very interesting letter. Your son planned to prove his worth to the gang by stealing your medicine.
Oh, I see. So the little bugger thought he could use his dad to build a reputation.
The gang's recruiter was dead when I found him. Perhaps you should take better care of your son.
I love my Albert, sir. Believe me. It's just... Well, I'm an arsehole, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for the letter. This is for your trouble.
Allez. Laisse-moi te bouffer là.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Dans un petit coin sombre.
I'm not afraid anymore. I died in this trench a long time ago.
Je vais aller parler à cette petite madame.
When science...
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to. There's no one in. No one's there. I cannot enter.
Et là, elle va être chiante. Il y a un truc à faire parce que là...
There's nobody here.
Non, non, il bouge pas, donc il doit y avoir autre chose à faire. Ah ouais, mais logiquement, je peux...
It's locked, all right.
Il doit y avoir quelque chose à faire, je sais pas.
I will return later. Nobody at home.
Alors là, je vois vraiment pas ce que je dois faire. Bah, attends, je vais voir s'il y a un truc à faire. Bon, je vois pas ce qu'il faut faire, moi.
I cannot enter.
Je vois vraiment pas. Mec, il fait que taper à une porte depuis tout à l'heure. Normalement, je pourrais utiliser mon truc de vampire.
Its effectiveness has been... Good evening, my dear colleague.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid, or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
When science failed you, this elixir will give you faith again.
I will return later. It's locked, all right.
Better go home, sir. Come back, you!
Ça fait du bien.
It's not a place for you! Watch out, boys! That leech is fast!
Ça, c'est mort.
Doesn't like burning, does it?
locked.
Oui, mais enquêter sur les actions, mec. Il fait qu'une action, c'est frapper à la porte, ce mec.
No one's there.
Impossible d'entrer, la maison est vide. Bon, on va rester un peu pour voir, pour les vrais. Ok, il a une bronchite. D'accord, il n'y a rien d'autre à ajouter. Voilà. Ah. Putain.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Putain.
Joe, please, I don't have your money. Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Goodbye for now,
Mr.
Lewis.
Mec, il a 4.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Can I offer you my medical expertise, Mr. Peterson?
Keep your medicines for others.
There is a thin line between pride and stupidity, sir. Please, take this medication. You'll feel better.
All right. I'll take it then. It's not like I don't appreciate the gesture.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
On va juste voir si je
Excuse
peux en
me,
charmer
sir. Are you
quelques-uns.
familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me, since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Oh, ouais.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell. Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. Very well. Goodbye then.
Camélia. Bon, je crois que ma petite Camélia.
Hello again, miss. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well. Goodbye then. It's locked, all right.
Laisse-moi entrer. Trouver la boîte aux lettres.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. It's locked.
Bonne journée, petit chasseur. Ah. Ok, c'est bon, j'ai compris. Wow. Oh là là. Eh, c'est bon, bande de bâtards.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nithercott, at your service.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
I will see you later. May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of it.
Un petit moderne.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though. If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Bah ouais, bah j'ai pas.
Well, if you feel all right, that's fine. Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but... Thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Okay.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
I need help!
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor. We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could? Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Oh, j'ai envie de la buter là. Boire son sang à la meuf là.
I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Non, je vais boire votre sang.
Nurse Crane, there is no question that the work you've done here is extraordinary, but this dispensary is incapable of coping with the outbreak. It's only a question of days before the situation at hand will overwhelm us. I cannot allow it. It's my duty to put an end to this immediately.
Je crois qu'il me donne 6000 XP, wesh.
I'm not ashamed. I did what was right. For in the end, I saved lives and you took them. But we had so much in common, Doctor. Don't you see that?
Oh my god. Trouver Richard. Alors attends.
It's locked, all right.
Mais non. On arrête de mort, connard. Disparition. Ah. sang. Et meurt. Bonjour. Oh là 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 là. Merci pour ton don précieux. Merci toi aussi pour ton don précieux. Toi aussi, merci. Don du sang. Don du sang. Mon petit Darius, je viens pour toi.
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in.
Je vais bien pour toi. Là, logiquement, je peux. Je crois que j'ai le niveau de charme 2. Nice, nice, nice. Oh mon... Alors, je vais pas te tuer près de près du lit parce que je crois que je vais dormir dans le lit. Donc l'XP que je dois avoir là.
Who will assist Dorothea helping our comrades now that I die?
6000 XP, putain, 7000. Oh là 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 là. Ouais, les niveaux de charme niveau 5 là. Je crois que j'ai que ça à faire.
I have this thirst for blood. Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Ah tiens, on va dormir avant parce que 7000 d'XP mec, ce que je vais améliorer avec ultime. Alors, chaudron de sang. Vous concentrez votre puissance pour faire bouillir le sang de la cible, faisant violemment exploser et infligeant des dégâts à la cible, tout ce qui se trouve autour d'elle. Vous créez un tourbillon de ténèbres au pied de votre cible, les ombres prennent vie pour interrompre un ennemi dans la zone et infliger de sérieux dégâts. What the fuck. Perdez le contrôle et laissez la bête se déchaîner temporairement. La bête fonce sur tous les ennemis autour de vous et leur fait une puissante attaque. Ah ça. Tu vois, c'est pas le plus stylé, mais... l'air de me faire plaisir. Alors là, est-ce que je vais améliorer mon gars? Oh oui, l'endurance. Alors là, mon gars. Alors là, mon gars. Oh, tous les kills que j'ai fait là. Oh, elle est dead. Ils sont tous morts. Mais non, ils sont tous morts. C'est quoi, c'est L2R2? Ok.
I have this thirst for blood.
Mais avant, je pouvais passer par là. Wow, 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 wow. Tiens, connard. Alors attends, est-ce que je peux mettre un truc à la place de ça? Alors, soit la défense, ouais, je pense que je vais mettre ça. Depuis que j'ai tué l'autre là, invincible. Ah, il me casse pas les couilles.
Burn it, boys!
Putain mec, je suis invincible. Moi je dis ça, tu vas voir. Bonjour. T'as déjà été visité ou pas? Bon. Voilà, faut que j'aille voir la petite madame. En disant bonne de jour. T'inquiète pas, j'ai tué la dame. T'as subi à la tentation.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed. Permanently. You will not be bothered anymore by the woman.
And who was this woman?
If you must know, she worked under my employ as Nurse Crane. But I'll wager that's not what will be written on her gravestone.
You killed her? Is that what you consider discretion and diplomacy, Dr. Reed?
I did what I thought was best, and acted accordingly.
You will learn that trust is a rare and precious commodity in the Immortals world, my young doctor. And your actions have not induced me to offer you my support.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
Salope.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
Oui.
And no one suspected you of the murders.
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
Moi j'en prends du plaisir.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Scowl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
Excuse my forwardness, but... are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
C'est-à-dire que mon créateur, c'est un vampire très puissant.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
What the fuck?
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, They must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
What?
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad?
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here, in the city.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society, and like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
I bid you farewell, for now, my lady.
I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
It's so lucky to have Dr. Reed, you know. I met him in New York.
Only there were more of them. Less resignation and more determination.
I know I can
Bon, je viendrai les tuer plus tard, petit. Coucou, toi.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Oh là là. Oh bah tiens, je peux. Alors, t'es un vampire, connasse. T'es une vampire, connasse. T'es une vampire, connasse.
Why kill me, brother? We could have ruled this land together. And forever.
Tu n'es pas ce que tu prétends être, petite connasse.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet.
My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Oh, je peux pas la charmer, ni
Goodbye,
ta
Nurse
mère.
Hawkins.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Pourquoi j'ai que ça à faire de lui donner de l'eau, mec? Échantillon de sang vif liquide.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Bon, d'abord on va se coucher à améliorer un peu nos compétences. Ça, j'aimerais bien que ça fasse un peu plus de dégâts quand même. Attends, par contre, il y a un truc que je comprends pas, c'est... Vous créez 3 petites lances, ou vous poussez une lance plus grande qui peut transpasser une mêlée. Ouais, c'est mieux ça. Non, 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 non. Con. Traitement pour rhume, traitement pour la fatigue. Ok, 2 traitements pour la fatigue, 1 traitement pour le rhume. Peut-être que je pourrais faire de scène. Un traitement pour les rhumes, 2 traitements pour la fatigue. Non, non, non. Ting. C'est toi qui as le rhume? Allez.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness, Dr. Reed.
Not under my watch, Nurse. Take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Attends, qui a 2 là? Tiens, toi, t'as besoin de fatigue, mon coco.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later. Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
I would have been confused if anyone other than you had asked that question, Dr. Reed. But your help is welcomed.
There is no shame in helping each other. We're colleagues, after all.
Many doctors I have known are too cynical to think that way.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
En tout cas, on va pas me faire chier plus longtemps là. L'eau de charme 3, c'est pas mal. Coucou.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak. But I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
And why not? What did Stoker say about the children of the night? Well, using my blood, I could create a whole army of vampires.
Surely you're joking.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Si on allait dire coucou à maman.
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical assistance, Nurse?
I will be fine. As soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Vingt.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us.
Pour bouffer un
I
vampire,
can't
il
think
faut
of any
20.
better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Oh, je peux te charmer, mon coco. Oh, rembom. Ce qui est bien, c'est qu'il y a un chemin qui nous mène vers les endroits où on peut les tuer. Ici, on avait retrouvé un cadavre. Le tout premier homme, enfin à part la sœur que j'ai, ma sœur que j'ai coupé avant que j'ai bouffé.
I'm sorry, Nurse Brannigan. I won't witness the great doctor you were destined to be.
En plus, on découvre des indices, mais ça c'est nice. Ce qui est chiant, c'est qu'à Whitechapel, ils sont plus chauds qu'ici, comme la situation est plus grave. Bonjour tout le monde.
No, Elite!
Steady, boys, we've got one of them.
Alors toi? Il dit qu'il est enterré à Whitechapel. What? Pourquoi ils font des chargements? Je comprends pas.
This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Ouais, ils ont l'air beaucoup plus chauds.
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
Ah, mais vous êtes que... Il a beaucoup plus chaud. Voilà, ce que je me disais. Oh lolo. C'est quoi? Faut dire, avant je galérais pour les tuer, maintenant je m'amuse. Faut pas descendre, faut monter, donc Attends, j'ai pas d'autres armes qui font un peu plus de dégâts que 72. Ouais, à deux mains, mais bon. Ah, mais je peux peut-être l'améliorer. Ah, mais je peux pas le faire là. Je suis con, moi.
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
Ah, c'est bon, j'ai compris. Je fais bouffer ma maman.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Le prêtre, là, je vais boire son sang.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
She was a good person. Vibrant, full of life. She was kindness incarnate, my Mary.
You're a good person, Jonathan. And a young Ekon. A newborn cast into the night without so much as a candle to guide your way.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How can I? I've destroyed my family. My poor mother. I can't even console her.
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You've felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
You may be right.
Of course. I've stared upon this world for centuries, and time has taught me to deal with guilt, if not erase it.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
Vous avez vu un vampire vous confesser?
This one's mine! I'd step back.
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Oh putain.
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
Alors lui, ça va être un boss.
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel. This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
C'est sûr. nice, 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 nice.
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Uh-oh.
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
She was murdered.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What words would you like to say to your poor sister?
I killed you. There's no excuse. My dear Mary, forgive me.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
What?
There. I confessed to that vicar. Do I feel better? Only time will tell.
I'd head back if I were you, sir. Watch yourselves!
Coucou toi.
No rest for the wicked. Fear no evil. We do the Lord's work here. Over there! There's one of them vermin!
I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood.
See how he's dressed? Looks like an aristocrat. Over there! The beast must die.
Je peux pas dormir ici, merde.
Remorse and pain are precious when binding you to the earth. You. I remember you.
What? What?
Be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
You selected me, chose me.
As shall my children yet to come.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage. brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur. I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
Jonathan, please. I can't rely on anyone else. And this concerns you as it involves vampires. Someone has taken advantage of our more liberal tendencies here.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest for street feeders.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Do you really believe they would come for us here? In such a public venue?
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Alors... but c'est vraiment de... Comment ça remonte? Comment ça remonte? Oui, attends, mais mec... Aussi, s'ils sont tous à 4, je peux pas les...
Crush the leech, boys!
Connard. Alors eux, je les aime pas.
Easy does it, boys. Deal with this
Oh my god! Roll back to the house! Come on, Joe! The power of the Lord commands you!
Connard.
Die, vermin!
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top. Bloody leech!
Elle n'y rapporte rien.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Been a while since we've seen any new faces round here.
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I don't have any money for you leeches.
I'm not here for charity, Miss...
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Mark my words, miss.
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back, and hunting all these poor folk, he needs to catch him.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth, claws, murders by night? Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me, then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
Do you need any help?
I'm all right, Dr. Reed.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
So few clients. With the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
I think drink no longer stirs me.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time. Shut the turquoise for a time.
Tu vas mourir.
No one will ever know what I did. I'm gonna die with blood on my hands. No one will remember me.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten
Putain,
you.
chasseur de vampires, tu m'aurais reconnu. Ah non. Bon.
Goodbye. And good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Putain, il faut 4. Peut-être comme la dernière fois ou quoi? Non, la dernière fois, j'étais là. What? Mec, t'es niveau 22. Je vais enlever ça. Regarde ce qu'il m'enlève. Il est tapé la bête enragée, pas moi. Allez, bonne journée. Salut. C'était un peu plus à mon goût. Oh putain. Ouh, échantillon de sang robuste liquide. C'est ce qu'il me fallait pour je sais plus quoi, donc c'est nice.
Seems like the guard of Prewin is on Shorthampton's trail too.
Oh, que je suis mort. Ah, en même temps, le loup niveau 22 là, mec. Mec, il y a un loup qui vient de te... Mec, je fais que de regarder par la porte. Il est en train de bouffer. Et il me voit quoi, alors qu'il y a deux chasseurs comme ça qui sont en train de le regarder et il s'en bat les couilles. Putain. Bon. Oh non. Il est encore là, lui. Bon, moi, il m'a pas vu.
Another disgusting ghoul. There's one of them. Watch yourself.
Oh, qu'est-ce qu'ils font chier, eux. Eh, c'est quoi? C'est pas chier. Eh, ils sont 3 à m'attaquer là. Bon. Allez. Eh non mais c'est... Oh là 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 là. Ça par contre c'est un peu chiant. Ouf, c'est bon.
Another disgusting mood. See them fancy clothes? That's the top.
Oh là là, ça je peux rien faire. Voilà. Merde. Ouais. Non. Oh non, je suis mort. Mais putain, mais... Oh là 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 là, et ceux qui viennent en illimité comme ça là. Qu'est-ce qu'ils sont casse-couilles. Je crois qu'à la place du bouclier, je vais mettre le truc d'ombre là. Bam bam bam. Alors. Voilà. Nice. Bon. Merde, connard. J'en ai seulement... Oh non, il me voit comme même. Il me voit comme même. Je crois que je vais garder le bouclier. Ouais, mais ce qui est chiant, c'est ceux qui viennent en illimité là. Je veux bien qu'il y en ait deux ou trois qui reviennent en plus, mais bon. J'ai jamais testé ça. Non, 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 non. Non, pourquoi? Pourquoi? Ah, mais c'est peur, lui. Haha, t'es bugué, haha, t'es bugué, haha, t'es bugué, qu'est-ce que tu vas faire? Ah. Je vais boire ton sang.
can't believe I'm doing this.
Oh, nice, tes souris.
I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Bon. Coucou les amis. Moi te croquer. Laissez-moi tous vous croquer. Bonjour, bonne journée, je m'enfuis. Et je m'enfuyais pas. Ah, mais... Je suis clairement mort. Voili voilou. M'en fous. Je veux réussir cette mission. Bon, je pense dès que j'ai réussi cette mission, je peux arrêter un peu. Parce que là, j'y arrive plus trop. Après, j'avoue que c'est compliqué. Ils viennent en illimité, les bâtards. J'en tue 4, il y en a 2 autres qui arrivent. Je tue les 2, il y en a 2 autres qui arrivent. Je tue les 2, il y en a 2 autres qui arrivent. En fait, ils servent juste pour reprendre le sang, mais bon. Je peux très bien le faire sur le mec. Je vais essayer de... d'essayer... Comment dire? Je sais pas comment le dire, mais bon. Oh nice. Oh. Bon, on va manger les souris.
This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Bon, là je commence avec un peu plus de pouvoir de sang. Tiens, prends-toi ça. Tiens. Prends-toi ça, mon poteau. Et hop là. Casse pas les couilles. Non, maintenant ils sont... Ils n'êtes pas.
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.
putain de merde.
He's mine! I'll take it! There's one of them!
Donner un coup comme ça lui. Et peut-être que je pourrais dormir. Ce serait pas mal, non?
This is despicable.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Je peux dormir. Ouais. Allez, on va dodo. Alors... Ouh, absorber 2 coups serait pas mal. Mais d'abord je vais faire ça. Voilà. Crois-moi que je vais te bouffer mon coco. Bon, j'arrête sur ça. Salam alaikum.